everybody, I'm continuing my series of curriculum that we use, how we use it, why it works. This is going to be a quick and easy one today, guys. This is not something we do every day. We pull it out maybe once a week or sometimes even less. But this book has been a real treasure to me, and I'm just so thankful to have it and use it for the kids that I wanted to share it with you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Julie and I homeschool. I have 7 kids. My oldest is 12 down to 1-year-old who just obviously tags along. So today we're talking about geography. Now our primary geography actually comes through our history curriculum, which I will talk about on another video. But this is a supplementary geography that is missions based. We are using this book, Window on the World. This is an incredible book. I'm so thankful that I spent the money on this book years ago. You know, there's so many books that you'll have on your wish list and go back and forth if you should buy them. This is one that I'm really glad I did. So in the introduction to this book, it says there are about 230 countries in our world, and the people who live in them belong to thousands of smaller groups. These are called people groups. In India alone, there are at least 4,635 people groups and 1,652 different languages. In this book, you will read about some of these countries and people groups. There are some chapters too about special groups like missionaries' children, they focus on the kids, street children, and refugees. Each chapter has stories, information, and pictures to help you learn a little about them. So that's just a better description than I could give you, but basically, on each spread, you're going to find information about one specific country or people group or area. On that page, you'll have facts. You'll have a story that follows one particular child. They like to keep this really focused on the kids, so it's one particular child. It's often a missionary's child who lives in that area. There's a map, and there's an area of how you can pray for them, or maybe some praises of things, how God is at work in that area or with that people group. So what we do is I will pick one spread to read to the kids. We'll usually do this in the morning after breakfast when we're just kind of getting a slow start to our day. I have this year just focused on Africa. I just decided to skip around because they're not in a particular order as far as the continents. So I've been skipping around and picking all of the places that are found in Africa. So while I'm reading this spread to them, and of course they can stop and look at the pictures, they each have one of these. These are just maps that I found online. I printed them out and I laminated them. Since we were using them for a long time, I knew how my kids would be and they'd fall apart otherwise. And then they have tracing paper, and we will tape the tracing paper to this, and while I'm reading to them, they will just sit there and trace the map. Now, most of my kids will have to work on that same tracing paper for 1 or 2, maybe even 3 days of reading through this. So they're not redoing the map every single time, although I do have a fast tracer who will typically go through the map in a quicker way. You know, older kids are able to trace a little faster. And then when we're done, when we've gone through that and looked at the pictures, prayed for the requests that they have in there, I will at that point let my little guys go, and my older ones and I will look at these maps, and we will quickly label, depending on the day, we'll write out the whole name or maybe just some abbreviations of the major areas that we're wanting to become familiar with. So Egypt or Ethiopia or Madagascar. They're always interested in Madagascar because of the animals there. So we'll go through and we'll point those out. It's very laid back. We'll do it for a little while and then we'll put it away until next time. And so in this very laid back way, they're getting more familiar with this particular continent, not just as a map, but as just the richness of the people who live there, the needs that they have, and the way God is at work. So it's been a really wonderful thing that we've enjoyed doing this year. I will put a link to this book in the description box in case you're interested in checking it out. So that's all I have to share about that. I will see you next time in another video.